Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 4. So where this episode starts is where last week's episode ended, which was at Letitia's spa day party. And we were in the middle of Kiki and Tiffany having this argument about Tiffany questioning why Kiki was more loyal to Mel than she was to her own cousin, Letitia, and the whole fiasco that happened at Melody's Christmas party last year. So they're going back and forth on that. I'm not exactly sure why Tiffany is internalizing Kiki's disloyalty to her cousin. It's got nothing to do with Tiffany, but Tiffany's making it all about her, saying that because she doesn't have siblings, or she doesn't have cousins, so it's kind of like hurtful or it's disgraceful for her to see a cousin treat their own cousin like this. And so they're going back and forth. Kiki's doing a horrible job in defending herself because she can't. And as they're going back and forth, Letitia had to literally get in between them, and she literally held on to Kiki's face to get her to pay attention to her because Kiki was so far gone in her argument with Tiffany. Letitia had to hold her face to make her look at her and tell her to stop arguing with her because the woman is pregnant and we don't need her going into early labor in this damn spa. So Kiki finally, backs off. So that situation ends. Well, then Stormy, she felt like she had a lot to say. Kiki and Tiffany were going back and forth for so long that Stormy was like, you know what? Even though that fight is over, I'm still going to say what I need to say. So Stormy joins in and she says that how people were talking about Marceau's infidelity at Melody's Christmas party, and that people were, bringing up these rumors about Marceau cheating on Letitia, and Kiki was low-key validating these rumors. Now, this is your blood cousin. You're supposed to be loyal to her above everybody else. So as people are talking about your cousin's marriage, whether it's true or not, you as her cousin should have defended her and defended her marriage, and either say nothing at all or try to get them to shut up, or say that, her marriage is fine. She's not here to say one way or the other, so we shouldn't be talking about it. But she did nothing. And she low-key was like, because she did nothing and she had that look on her face like, well, I know something y'all don't know and these rumors might be true. That's the look that Kiki gave at that damn party. So it made people feel like, okay, so it is true that Marceau has been cheating on Letitia. Tisha didn't want to talk about this at all. So when Stormy joined in to give her 2 cents, Tisha was over it. She kept on saying, I don't want to talk about it. But Stormy was like, yeah, we're going to talk about it because I am going to say what I have to say. So Mel felt like the atmosphere was just too toxic for her. So she gets up and she gets dressed, and then she comes back in and she tells the ladies that she's leaving because she just can't handle it. It's just too much negativity in the air, too much toxicity in the air, and she just can't be around all of this because she needs to be surrounded by positivity and, making her, accomplishing her goals and all this other stuff. So Stormy was like, well, this is not a negative space. We're just having a conversation because we need to clear things up because of this misunderstanding, because of the issues that this group is having. The only way to clear it all up and for everybody to move forward is for us to talk about it. And that's what we're doing. We're not talking out of anger. We're just trying to get to the bottom of everything and clear things up so that we can move forward. And Stormy goes on to say, that's the problem with this group, is that y'all feel like moving forward is not addressing anything and just sweeping everything under the rug. Well, that's not moving forward. And that's why there's always this tension between these women, because they always want to act like, well, nothing's bothering me. Well, nothing's bothering me, but everything is bothering them. So I felt like Stormy made a really good point. I felt like Melody should have stayed, but Melody was in a position where she couldn't add to the conversation without making herself look bad. She was either going to look like a culprit or a liar, because she brought Kiki to the show. And she purposely brought her to that Christmas party and purposely did not invite Letitia to that Christmas party because she wanted it to be an entire conversation about Letitia and Marceau's marriage. And because Kiki had promised Melody that she was going to somehow validate these rumors about Marceau's cheating, she invited Kiki to the damn party. And that was the whole purpose of this, was to expose Letitia and Marceau's marriage, because you have a relative directly in Letitia's inner circle who's going to come here, and she's not going to deny the fact that Marceau had cheated on Letitia. She may not outwardly say Marceau is cheating on her right now. She implied that there may have been some infidelity in the past, and she said nothing when the question was, is he cheating now? So obviously there was a purpose to Melody bringing Kiki there and having this damn party. So now she's in a situation at this spa where if she were to act like she didn't do that, they would call her out on it. And if she were to validate, what these women are saying, then she'll look like a damn culprit. Like, okay, yeah, you really did this to be messy, Melody. So she had no choice but to remove herself. So I don't think she left because it was too negative. I think she left because she didn't want the heat turned on her. They were going at it on. They were attacking Kiki, or not attacking her, but they were getting into Kiki. And at any moment, Kiki could have turned and threw Melody under the bus. So that's why I felt like Melody had to make a very quick exit. Moving on from there. Martell. So Martell invites the Scott brothers at the batting range. And the first one to arrive is Maurice. So when Maurice gets there, all of a sudden, Martell gets a call on his phone. And he just puts it on silent. So then Maurice was like, Maurice didn't even ask. He didn't even ask who it was. Martell said, oh, that's Sheree. Like, why are you telling us that that's Sheree? Why are you telling us that? You're not going to talk to her, so why are you mentioning it? Anyways, I guess it's for a scene. So without even Maurice questioning who it was, Martell was like, oh, that's Sheree. And so Maurice was like, asking about the relationship or something. I don't know. So then Maurice makes a comment about Martell trying to escort Mel to her car at Kimmy's pink event. So Martell was like, well, what does that have to do with Sheree? And then Maurice says it has everything to do with Sheree. And I'm like, what? Can you explain yourself? But Maurice didn't get a chance to explain himself because that's when Marceau shows up. So Marceau showed up, that conversation ended. But I really wanted to know, what does Martell escorting his wife to her car, his ex-wife to her car, what does that have to do with Sheree? Like, he can no longer be concerned about the safety of, we all know that Martell was putting 20 on 10 when he wanted to escort Mel to her car at Kim's pink party. We all know he does it for attention. He does it to be on camera. He does it to get under Melody's skin. He could care less. We all know that. But if we're going to take his word for it and give him the benefit of the doubt that he was really concerned about her damn safety, or he was trying to, keep nice with her, what does that have to do with Sheree? He has every right to make sure that the mother of his 4 kids gets to her car safely. And it doesn't mean that he's cheating on Sheree, or that we all know he does secretly wants Mel. I think if he could, obviously Martell would get Mel back if it was a possibility. We all know that he regrets doing what he did, and he wants his family back, and he wants Mel back. We all know that. But he's put that to the side. He put those feelings to the damn side, and he's moving on with other things and other people. So when Maurice was like, well, it's got everything to do with Mel, I didn't get it. I didn't understand why the two were connected. Sheree calling him and him escorting Mel to her car. That went completely over my head. So here comes Marceau. And when Marceau arrives, Martell tells them that he has some type of an event. He's on the cover of Upscale magazine, so he's going to have an event for that. And I guess because he's got a lot of stuff going on, he's got the magazine cover, he's got the wine, he's got the construction business, he's got a lot of stuff going on. So I guess the topic of conversation was having multiple streams of income or something. I don't know, but it brought up the Scott's father. Marceau brings up their father, talking about how their father, by the age of 27, had 8 damn kids, and I guess he was doing the best he can to support his family, that he was always, he always kept a job, always did what he could, but it takes a lot to support 8 kids. And Marceau said, and even Maurice said, that they never felt poor because their father did such a great job in providing for their basic needs. They probably didn't have all of their wants met, but they had all of their needs met. And so the father did a really good job providing for his family, that they never felt poor. They never felt like they went without. So I guess it has something to do with, Marceau having, Martell having all of these damn jobs. And then Martell talks about how he also wants to have a big family. He already has 5 kids and he wants more children. And he wants to have more children possibly with Sheree. And I'm thinking to myself, huh? Sheree Whitfield? Okay, y'all. Miracles do happen. Anything is possible. But so are you saying that she's the one that you, because he talked about how Sheree also wants to have a child as well. Like from where? Like, are y'all going to adopt? What are y'all talking about? Sheree is 54 years old. It's not impossible, but it's highly improbable. And if y'all are going to go through the whole rigmarole of fertility treatments, then are you basically saying that Sheree is the one for you and that y'all want to get married and have a family? What the hell is going on here? Or is this just a bunch of useless talk? Moving on to Marceau. So Marceau's at the damn office, and his new partner Gino is there, sitting in Letitia's old office space. So Gino shows up, and they start talking about business, and they have this, this business discussion, and Marceau says that he shields his wife from bad news when it comes to their business. He doesn't want Letitia to know if the business isn't doing well, if he can't bring in as much income, etc. And so Gino had said that it's better to involve your wife in all of the business decisions instead of trying to protect her from the bad ones, because I think Gino's whole point was that it'll make the business stronger. And plus, Letitia's the damn owner. How do you shield the owner from the bad news of the business? She's the owner. Does she not have access to the books, to the accounting? Does she, I don't understand. How are you the owner and you don't know what's going on with your own damn business? But he says he shields her from the bad stuff because he doesn't want her to worry. So he thinks he's doing a good thing by being her husband and being her protector and provider, that he protects her from the bad news. And so Gino was saying, no, you need to tell her everything, because the more she's involved, the stronger this business will be. And then Gino tells him that if she does take it bad, if it does worry her when the business is not doing well, then you as her husband will have the duty to calm her down, to calm her worries. So he says that for himself, he wished that he would have involved his ex-wife more in his business. And instead of, playing these gender roles where the woman takes care of the home, the man takes care of the business, he wished he would have included his wife more in the daily business making decisions. And so this puts a thought in Marceau's head, and we'll see how that plays out later. So let's get to Kimmy. Kimmy invites Letitia and Mel for them to meet up so that they can get to the bottom of their issues. And I'm so sick and tired of people trying to get Letitia and Mel to get to the bottom of their issues, because Letitia and Mel will never be friends. It's not going to happen. Y'all need to let go of this fantasy that Letitia and Melody are going to become BFFs and go shopping together and get their nails done together and have sleepovers and take vacations together. It's not going to happen, because the jealousy, the envy, and the dislike between these two women is so deep, and neither one of them wants to take any accountability of how they really feel about the other. They know damn well that there's jealousy between them and that there's dislike between them. For example, I truly do believe that Letitia is jealous of Melody. She's not jealous of Melody's marriage then or now. She's probably more jealous of Melody's business acumen, the way that Melody carries herself, and the way that Melody acts like she could care less what the hell's going on with Martell. So I think that Letitia looks at that and she sees that this woman walks around with this confidence about her, whether it's real confidence or fake confidence. Melody does have a presence, and she does sort of act like she's more focused on herself and her business and her money than she is about some damn man. And a lot of these women are more focused about what's going on with their men and their marriages, and their identity comes directly from whether or not they have a partner in their life. Whereas Melody, if she is like that, it really doesn't show as much, because she was ready to, she would cuss Martell out in a New York minute when she had to. She would disrespect Martell whenever she had to. She had no problem talking about his infidelities on camera. Even when they were still married, she would bring it up. Whereas the other women want to always hide the bad things that their husbands are doing. So Melody just kind of gives this air that she doesn't really care about whether she has a man or not. And when she was with Martell and going through her divorce with Martell, she didn't care what Martell did. When she was done, she was done. And she walked away from that marriage and she never not once looked back. And I think Letitia looks at that a little bit with envy, that she's strong enough to stand alone, because I don't think Letitia can go on in life without a man by her side, without a man being her protector and her provider, because she can't do that stuff for herself. She always will need a man in her life to validate her existence. So that's why she would rather put up with a Marceau than be without him. That's just my personal opinion. So this whole fantasy, this whole ideology of Letitia and Mel making up and being friends, it's never going to happen. And anytime that these two women get together and they are civil with one another, it's so fake. And it's so contrived. It's not genuine. Even with this whole meeting with Kimmy, the way that they're, hey girl, it's just so fake to me. And I wish that they would let these women be. Let them go their separate ways and let them be, and stop forcing them to be in the same space, because you're not going to get the results that you want. And I think that maybe Melody, if Melody has any kind of resentment or jealousy towards Letitia, I think it's because maybe because Letitia has been able to keep her marriage together through it all, through the ups and the downs, the good and the bad. They've been able to stay together. I don't know. But there is deep resentment and jealousy and dislike between these two women. So I'm tired of people trying to get them to come together. So Kimmy, let's see. So they talk about some tea event. I think Melody mentioned some tea event where she's gonna have like a counselor there to help them with the group's relationship, and then Tisha invites them to her Black Business Expo. So her company Black is going to have a business expo, and she wants the other women, and I guess her husbands as well, to be involved. And we'll get to that later. Moving on to Marceau and Tisha. So they're at their house, and Marceau shares with Tisha the wisdom that Gino had bestowed upon him. And so he tells Tisha, I've always trying to protect you and shield you from stuff, but I think that was just, stifling you as a businesswoman, and I need to get you more involved in, what goes on in the business, and get you more involved in the decision-making process of the business. I'm not even sure why this conversation is happening, because Letitia's the owner. Okay. If anything, she should be getting him more involved in the business, because you're the owner. You should be very much aware of the ups and downs, the good and the bad of your company that you own and that you own the majority share of. I'm not understanding when he talks about protecting her from the bad side of business when it's her company. Like, how do you not have access to the information of your own damn company? And if you feel like that Marceau is not doing a good job and letting you know what's going on with the damn business, don't you have the ability to fire him and to hire someone like Gino who will help you keep up with the daily going ons of your own damn business? Maybe you need to fire Marceau, move Gino in his workspace, you come back to your own workspace, and then you and Gino run this damn business. Because I'm not understanding why Marceau feels the need to tell Tisha, oh, I wasn't doing right by you by not telling you about what was going on with the business. I needed to get you more involved. It's her company. Moving on. The comeback group meeting. So Tisha has this idea called the Black Business Expo, and I think it's Black, BLAQUE. It's their company, the Black Business Expo. And so she wants to have a meeting with the original six. Okay, fine. So before the meeting even starts, what's her name? Melody shows up, and she has on this really sparkling, glitzy, glammy kind of dress. And so they're asking her, girl, where are you going after the meeting? You got a hot date or something? And the reason why they say that is because word on the curb is that Melody supposedly has a new man in her life. And so they were asking her if she's going to be going out on a hot date after the meeting, because she was dressed more for a night out on the town than a business meeting. And of course, Melody will never say yay or nay on that, but it does show that Letitia is, she's on that damn social media, but so is Mel. She's on that damn social media trying to keep up with the Joneses and trying to keep up with what's going on with everybody else. But Melody does the same thing as well. So Marceau and Letitia, they give their damn presentation of whatever they were trying to do. I have no idea what this is. From what I could gather, they want to have a black business expo where the original six are going to be on a panel or giving a presentation to the people that are going to attend to share some of their business knowledge and business skills of the particular area of expertise that they're in. For example, Melody is in commercial real estate. She's got a builder's license, so she'll be giving her, her knowledge and skills about that. And Letitia, she's got her real estate broker's license, so she'll be giving her knowledge and expertise on that, etc. So Kimmy asked if it's Tisha's event. Kimmy asked is this Tisha's event and the rest are just showing up to participate? Because Kimmy said that she's all kinds of confused. From what Tisha said, Tisha had this vision, and it seems like her vision was to bring back or to repurpose the comeback group and then sell it back to the others, sell this idea back to the others. That's what it sounded like to Kimmy. So Kimmy asked Tisha if it's a group event, because from the presentation, it looked like a Letitia and Marceau event, not necessarily an event for all six, where all six were going to be headlining. And so Tisha says that she wants it to be a group event, and she just wanted to kickstart it and take it, and possibly in the future, they'll take it to other states. They'll travel around the country, sharing their business acumen to other people. So Tisha says that, when we were in the comeback group, we were always talking about things that we were going to do. Now that I want to make that a reality. I don't want to be just about talk. I actually want to make things happen in real life. So then Melody says that she likes the idea, but she asked about the fee for the speakers, meaning the fee for the six of them. They're going to be speaking, they're going to be sharing. So what is their fee going to be? And so Letitia says that it's a free event because she wasn't going to charge people to attend. So the people are going to come and attend this event. There's no charge for them. So the speakers are not going to get paid. So Tisha then says that if the speakers want to get paid, then she's going to have to charge the people at the gate or at the door. They're going to have to pay for tickets. So then Kimmy says, how are you marketing this? How is this going to be marketed? And so Marceau and Tisha both said that they're going to market this on their social media platforms, their private and their public ones, and that they're expecting the others to do the same. So that's when Mel says, well, how much are you going to pay us to post, to market on our social media? And Tisha's like, we're not paying to post. So then Melody says, well, there's a posting fee. And then she talked about how she has a fee for something else. She's got a fee to post and a fee to do something else. I forgot what she said. So then Tisha's like, you know what, Mel? Girl, I don't think I can afford you, so you may not be able to participate in this. So then Melody says, well, that's why you should have sponsors. I was like, damn, wow. Letitia, are you taking notes from a real businesswoman? Because it only makes sense to have sponsors. Like, why didn't she think of that to begin with? Because sponsors always want to advertise their product. So it's like it would work so perfectly. You're needing money for the event. Sponsors are willing to pay to advertise. It just that's like business 101. It would just make perfect sense. Then you would have money to pay your speakers without even having to charge people to attend. Oh no, Tisha, I don't know. You want to copycat Mel and be this great businesswoman. Instead of being her enemy, you really should be her friend and take notes. Or maybe you should be her apprentice or something and start taking notes on how she runs her businesses. I don't know. I'm just saying. So Mel says that she's not going to be working for free. So the Scotts had no intentions to charge the people or to pay the speakers or the panelists. They had no intentions of doing that. So Tisha says, well, that's why we had this meeting, because you guys are bringing up some ideas that we didn't even think of. So what is the purpose of this event again? I mean, you just want to give back to the community. Then you should really call it a charity then, like some type of a charity event. If you want to give back to the community and you don't want to pay anybody, then it's most likely like a charity event. Why don't you just market it as that? So then Marceau, he's in a rush to toast because he wants to get the hell out of there. So he wants to hurry up and make a damn toast. But Kimmy's like, what are we toasting to? It's not even clear exactly what's going on or whether or not anybody's even on board with this. Or what exactly are we toasting to? Kimmy says that she needs more clarification. So Kimmy says, are we all planning it, or are y'all planning it and we just show up to do the part that we agreed to do? So then Tisha, I guess she's frustrated because she was like, well, you would do whatever you want to do, whatever you like to do. And so then Kimmy says, well, I'm asking because I really want to know, what was your original vision? So then Marceau says, well, from here, you can do as little or as much as you want to do. I guess the questions were too much. These were questions that the Scotts were not anticipating, like real business questions from real business people, because you hold these people in such high esteem that you believe that they've got something to share to the people, to the public, but you weren't expecting them to really use their business senses on you because you had absolutely no answers to anything. So Kimmy says, once again, is this a group event or is this your event that we're participating in? And Marceau says, well, at this point, it is our event and y'all are participating in it. So they had a whole lot more questions, but Marceau was like, you know what, let's just hurry up and toast. We're going to toast to details coming soon. I hope so, because I don't understand what the hell's going on. It's a great idea to share your business knowledge to the people, to the public, to the community. That's a wonderful idea, Tisha. A wonderful idea. But these are people the people that you're using, the comeback group, the original six. These are very skilled and accomplished people. They went to school, they got degrees, they got licenses. So if you want them to share the knowledge that they had to pay for, then you're going to have to pay them in some way. Like, what are you talking about? You want them to take the time for your event, but you don't want to pay them? Make that make sense, Letitia. I'm trying so hard to turn a new leaf with Letitia. It may not seem like it, but I really am. But she's making it so difficult for me to turn a new leaf with her because she stays making herself look clownish. I don't know what else to say or do about Letitia. But it's a learning process, right? It's a learning process. She'll get there. She'll get there eventually. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video. If you like this content, please go ahead and subscribe. And I will most definitely talk to you later. Bye.